On the day of the girl's wedding, her dog of many years suddenly nudged her forehead. At that moment, she was completely stunned, because this was the special gesture she had shared with her father. She remembered the day the dog had appeared. It happened to be the day she lost her father. From that day on, every time she looked at the dog, she always felt like her dad was right there with her. When she was 16, her father had taken her to the longtime mountains to fulfill her skiing dream. She skied down the slope excitedly, not noticing the danger. Her father shouted desperately, but she could not hear him with her headphones on. In a panic, her father ran in front of her to stop her, but an accident happened. The ground beneath him gave way. He fell down a cliff dozens of meters high to save his daughter. When he was rescued, he was barely alive. The girl and her mother stayed by his side day and night, praying for a miracle, but her father never woke up. The girl was filled with regret and guilt. On the way home, a small dog suddenly appeared. Seeing its helpless look, she felt an urge to protect it, but the pet store owner took it away. Their story did not end there. That night, the little dog actually opened the glass door, escaped from the pet shop, and ran to the girl's house using its nose. It jumped straight onto her father's special chair. When the girl saw it, she was completely stunned. The dog's appearance felt like a gift from her father, but her mother secretly threw it away. The girl searched sadly, but could not find it. However, the next day, the little dog appeared again at the intersection where she went to school, as if it was waiting for her. This made the girl even more sure that it had a special connection with her, so she secretly brought the dog home. Her mother still strongly opposed. Then the dog suddenly barked fiercely at her mother. Her mother stepped back in fear. In the next second, the ceiling fan fell down and almost hit her. Her mother realized the dog had saved her life. From then on, her mother no longer opposed. Strangely enough, the little dog always liked to sit on her father's chair, loved watching the football that her father liked. Even the habit of drinking cola was exactly the same as her father's. Once, their house flooded from heavy rain. She and her mother were busy moving things. The dog suddenly barked nonstop. She followed its gaze and saw the electrical wires shorting. The girl immediately went to tell her mother to leave, but the danger was already imminent. The wires were about to fall into the water. She could only hold her mother and wait for the worst, but the accident didn't happen. At this time, then the kitchen made the sound of breaking dishes. She thought the dog was making a mess, but her mother called her. It turned out that the dog had pulled down the power switch in time. This made the girl think of her father again, because the power switch at home had always been her father's responsibility. Gradually, with the company of the little dog, the girl moved past the grief of losing her father. Her mother also cheered up, rebuilding the business her father left behind. Until the day of the wedding, the dog repeated the action between her father and her. Looking at her with reluctant eyes, the girl suddenly realized her father had never really left. He was just guarding her in a different way. When the wedding started, the dog led her up the aisle, just as her father had promised, to hand her over to the groom in person. After hearing the groom's vow, the dog finally felt at ease and walked off the stage, quietly witnessing the girl's happiness. Were you moved by this selfless love?